Welcome to the Midnight Narrator, where every story holds a dark secret and every whisper tells a chilling truth. Tonight's unsettling tale, The Void Container, explores the terrifying disappearance of a friend who ventures into a mysterious container, only to encounter something far worse than anyone could have imagined. As the lines between reality and nightmare blur, one man is left to confront the haunting message his companion left behind. Sometimes, a simple choice leads to an abyss from which there is no return. Are you ready to uncover the mystery that lies beneath the surface? You've offering me 100 credits to sit inside this discarded container for a few cycles? I asked, the after effects of the synth ale clouding my judgment. My head throbbed, and the neon glow of the streetlights seemed to pulse in time with the pain. That's the proposition, the street vendor said, a confident smirk playing on his lips. He was hunched beneath a flickering hollow sign, his face obscured by the battered data visor that covered his forehead. 2 cycles inside, 100 credits to you. And if I don't last the full 2 cycles? No credits. What's in the container? The vendor opened the flaps of the large, repurposed shipping crate, revealing an empty interior. It smelled of ozone and stale air. What's the trick? My companion Rhys asked. There's always a trick. No trick. You enter of your own volition. You exit of your own volition. 2 cycles elapse between those actions, you earn 100 credits. The vendor's eyes, visible in the dim light beneath his visor, held a strange intensity. Show me the credits, I said. The vendor didn't appear affluent. He wore a patched, faded jumpsuit and worn boots, but he produced a crisp 100-credit chit from beneath his visor, holding it up as if it were a sacred object. I feel like if I go in, you'll jostle the container or spray me with recycled nutrient paste for some ridiculous hollow prank, I said. Please refrain from contaminating the container, the vendor interrupted, his voice surprisingly sharp. It's quite sensitive. These are mass-produced, Rhys said. Hardly unique. I checked my chrono and focused my vision. You have 2 cycles, Rhys. Are you going in or not? Fine, let's do this. Who's keeping time? Time itself. However, I have a chronometer, the vendor said, producing a worn chronometer from his tunic. Enter now. I'll begin the countdown. Rhys opened the container flaps and stepped inside. He stumbled slightly, and I laughed at his unsteady gait. He gave me a playful gesture, steadied himself, and sat down inside. He grinned and said, We're going to the Sky Gardens after this. You're wasting your credits there, I said. Perhaps, he replied before pulling the flaps closed. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1, the vendor said, watching the chronometer. Begin. Rhys sat quietly for a moment before chuckling. I joined him. This was absurd. This is ridiculous, I said, barely suppressing laughter. They said the same about the first orbital probe, the vendor replied, his gaze fixed on the chronometer. Rhys, how is it in there? I asked. Dark, Rhys said, his voice muffled. He started laughing again before adding, I feel foolish. Appropriate, I said. The container suddenly shook violently. It stilled briefly before rocking again. I heard Rhys shifting inside. Stop moving, I said. I'm not, he said. 30 seconds, the vendor announced. Wait, it just got darker. Much darker. Can't you see the glow signs? No, he said, his voice hesitant. Wait, there's a faint luminescence in the distance. The distance? I asked, confused. You're in a container. The furthest point is a meter away. Vendor, is there a screen inside? Some kind of display? Rhys asked. The vendor ignored him, his lips moving silently, as if in prayer. What's happening? I asked. Something's approaching the container. The transport, I said with a drunken laugh. No. Something's moving towards the inside of the container, Rhys said, his voice laced with growing fear. It resembles a figure, but it doesn't make sense. His voice changed from amusement to genuine terror. He was intoxicated, but a primal part of him was alert. It sensed danger, but it was illogical. He was inside a container on a public thoroughfare. 45 seconds. Rhys, stop joking. I'm serious, he said. There's a figure, I think it's a figure, walking toward me. Wait, there are 2, no, 3. More, 4. I'm surrounded. Surrounded? I asked. They look like people, but different. Empty. Like they're made of shadows. Are you serious? They have no discernible features. They're like silhouettes. And their eyes are like burning embers. Stop it. The joke's over. Come out. Your transport is arriving. Quiet, he hissed. I think they can hear you. They're drawn to sound. I turned to the vendor. What's going on? What is this? He ignored me, his gaze fixed on the chronometer, a strange light in his eyes. 1 cycle halfway there, the void hungers. He whispered almost to himself. I can hear them speaking. It's faint, but what? It doesn't sound like any language I recognize. It's like the wind whispering through dry bones. Rhys, enough. Come out. Your transport is here. They noticed me, he said, his voice trembling. Who? The figures. They're drawn to attention, to observation. 1 cycle and 30 ticks. The credits are practically yours. There's fire everywhere. The ground is burning. I feel the heat. It's searing me. It's inside me. Get out of the container, Rhys. The others are closing in. Their eyes are glowing. I can see the edge of the world, the end of the sky. The fires, they consume. Oh. Then Rhys screamed. A scream of pure, unadulterated terror. Open the container, I yelled at the vendor. He didn't move. His eyes remained on the chronometer, a look of grim satisfaction on his face. 10 ticks remaining, he announced. I tried to tear open the flaps, but they were unyielding. They felt incredibly heavy, as if weighted from the inside. I slammed my fist against the cardboard. It felt like hitting solid metal. My hand throbbed, but I tried again without success. Push up, Rhys, I yelled. 9, 8, 7. Why are you showing me this? Rhys sobbed. I don't want to see them perish. Rhys, move, come on. 6, 5, 4. The container shook violently, as if hit by unseen forces. It lifted slightly off the ground and rocked. I'm being torn apart, Rhys whimpered. I'm above them now. I'm being pulled away, but I can see my body. There's so much emptiness. Get out. What's pulling me? Rhys asked, his voice distant, fading. 3. Rhys, I'm coming. I threw my weight against the container, trying to knock it over. It didn't budge. It rang like metal. I kicked it with all my strength and felt a jolt of pain shoot through my leg. There was nothing I could do. 2. I'm so high. I can see. Oh my God, no, it can't be. No, Rhys screamed, his voice fading as if he were falling into a bottomless abyss. Oh no, the ground, it's opening. 1, and time, the vendor announced, raising his hands in triumph. The container stilled. Rhys, he has vacated the container, the vendor said, his voice flat, emotionless. His time has expired. The void has claimed him. I lunged at the container, finally able to tear open the flaps. Rhys was gone. There was no trace of him. Only a crisp 100-credit chit lay on the bottom. The air inside felt strangely cold, devoid of any warmth or life. Rhys, where are you? Rhys. He has departed, the vendor stated, his form flickering as if he were about to disappear himself. I stood up, ready to attack him. But he was gone. I hadn't seen or heard him leave. Like Rhys, he had vanished. It was as if he had never been there. Behind me, I heard a vehicle slow and stop at the curb, the familiar whir of a transport's door opening, followed by a synthesized voice calling my designation. My transport had arrived. I looked at where the container had been. It was gone, too. Only the chit remained. Are you still requiring transport? The automated voice asked. Did you see anyone with me? Negative. There wasn't a person in worn attire and a large shipping container here. I recommend proceeding with your transport, the voice stated. If you require medical assistance, please contact the appropriate authorities. My legs felt weak. I didn't know what to do. My companion was gone and the vendor had disappeared. I didn't know how to explain this to the authorities. My friend entered a container and vanished. No, I'm not hallucinating. Are you boarding? The voice persisted, its tone becoming slightly impatient. I looked at the chit. Something was written on it. I picked it up. I recognized the scrawl. It was Rhys's. It read, "I saw the void. You won't escape it." A wave of nausea washed over me. The synthale churned in my stomach. I clutched the chit, the crisp credit feeling cold against my trembling fingers. "Are you boarding?" the voice repeated. "Yes," I said, my voice barely a whisper. "I'm boarding." That was several cycles ago. I'm sitting in my habitation unit staring at the chit. The artificial dawn casts long, sterile shadows across the room. I don't know what to do. My mind is reeling. I keep expecting to wake up from this nightmare, but I don't. I'm here, trapped in the reality of what I witnessed. A weight presses on my chest. Grief for my companion, yes, but more than that, a bone-chilling dread instilled by his final message. I saw the void. You won't escape it. I've tried to rationalize it. Synth-ale-induced hallucinations. A complex prank. Some kind of elaborate illusion. But the memory of Rhys's terror, the shaking container, the vendor's chilling pronouncements, and most of all, the empty space where my friend once sat. It all feels too real. I've considered contacting the authorities, but what would I tell them? My friend vanished inside a container offered by a man who then vanished himself? They'd think I was insane, or worse, complicit in some unknown crime. I look out the window at the cityscape, the towering structures reaching towards the artificial sky. It all feels so fragile now, so temporary. Rhys's words echo in my mind. I saw the void. What did he see? What is the void? The question gnaws at me, a constant unsettling presence. I keep expecting something to happen, some manifestation of whatever took Rhys. I find myself checking the corners of my habitation unit, half expecting to see those featureless figures with their burning eyes. I clutch the chit tighter, the message scrawled on it a constant reminder of the horror I witnessed. You won't escape it. How can I rest after that? How can I live with the knowledge that somewhere, somehow, the void is waiting? And that's the end of the void container. A chilling journey into the unknown, where a fleeting moment of curiosity turned into a descent into darkness. The truth can never stay hidden forever, and some forces are far older and far more dangerous than we can comprehend. If tonight's story left you questioning the thin line between reality and illusion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more haunting tales. Until next time, remember, some doors are best left unopened, and sometimes what you see isn't truly the end. This is the Midnight Narrator signing off, but always watching from the shadows.